I just recently spent a day with 3 of the founders from the homeless street outreach group named For the Least of Our Brothers. If you're not familiar with what they do for the homeless in Philadelphia, let me start by saying it's the purest form of caring that one person can do for another that I've ever witnessed. It was a Saturday morning. Mike, Andy, Ron, and I met up at Ron's home, and Ron said a quick prayer that basically asked for guidance to help us find the people who needed our help. We loaded into the truck with a white trailer in tow, filled with clothes, personal hygiene items, and outdoor survival gear. In the cab, there was about 30 bagged lunches with gourmet hoagies, drinks, chips, and a soda. We were on our way. On the ride into Philadelphia, the guys were telling me stories of previous trips, some of the people they had met, and gave me some insight on what to expect. One thing that stood out in my mind was them reminding me these are people just like us that for one reason or another have lost just about everything, and even the simplest gesture of acknowledging their presence can sometimes bring meaning to their day. Add to that, with a handshake, a hug, and sometimes showing them that someone cares, it's a feeling you won't soon forget. I promise you, I won't. I decided while I was there I would film several of the encounters because I was afraid when I got back home to Texas later that evening, my words would not be able to do the experience justice. I'd like to share some of that day with you now, so you can see for yourself just how much a small charity can make such a huge difference in someone's life. Steve greeted us with a smile, even though just 3 days earlier, someone stole every possession he had left. All Steve could say was, "Today feels like Christmas." Today he would eat lunch, and tonight he'd be warm. Steve walked away with a new duffel bag full of food, clothes, and a tent for shelter. As he walked away, all I could hear him saying was, "Thank you. Thank you. What a blessing." But before Steve left, there was no doubt what today meant to him.
I thank you guys so much, man. You guys are a blessing. Thank you. Tent, bag, shoes, more food. I mean, you guys, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it so much, man. I needed a jacket, tent, I mean, you guys, flashlight. Man, you guys are going all out, and I appreciate it so much. God bless you guys, man. God bless. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'd never thought that a couple could be homeless. They were sitting on the sidewalk with no shoes and no coats and had not eaten all day. They were given lunch, new shoes, new coats, and a backpack full of personal hygiene items. They had a message for everyone who donated.
Hi, I'm Mike. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate it.
Very nice of you. Thank you.
God bless you.
We were on our way home when Mike saw Tanya, who was cold and hungry and huddled under a blanket at a bus stop. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Tanya got hurt, then lost her home, but she keeps smiling because she feels blessed.
I'm city commissioner, but I'm really like, I have to be in this position, and it's people like you that really do help. So when I get on top, I can go ahead and help you to give back. This is great. Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless
Thank
you.
That was just a small glimpse into what we could do in just a few hours. But those few hours had so many hours behind them. Raising money throughout the year, getting donations from local businesses, and shopping for all of the clothes and other amenities they've learned the homeless need. They've learned this by going out at least twice a year for the last 10 years, by meeting every month, giving of their time on how to strategize on how to make the next run better than the last. They told me earlier that day that I wouldn't be the same at the end of the day, and they were right. Being able to shake a person's hand or give them a coat or lunch and see the genuine relief and happiness and appreciation in their eyes is an experience I will never forget. On the flight home to Texas later that night, when the lights went dark in the plane, the events of that day played in my head. I finally had a chance to exhale when tears streamed down my face. I don't think I've cried for over 10 years, but I wasn't sad. I was so grateful they asked me to come along. I was so grateful for those 30 or so people we met that we made a big difference. We let them know on this day someone was thinking about them, someone cared about them, and wanted them to have some hope in their heart. What can you do to help for the least of our brothers? Put some hope in someone else's heart.
If you're willing to donate time or money, go to leastofoourbrothers.org for more details.